Hello everybody, my name is Patrick Luck with StoneSoupProgramming.com, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about Kotlin Enums. Now, an enum is short for enumerated type, and it's basically a group of constants that you can put together to improve your readability of code and also grant you some compiler checks and stuff like that. So let me just jump into the code and show you what I mean here. I'm just going to make a new Kotlin file real quick. And we're not going to add it to Git. So you probably have heard of constants in your programming before. Let's just do fun main args array string. So at some point in time, you probably have done constants where you do val gyro equals 1, burger equals 2, val chicken equals 3. And we have these three constants here that are going to represent different types of food. And we might do a function with them. We might do fun print menu. We're going to do item as a lawn. When item Okay, so we're going to build out a when, which is kind of like a switch statement here. Drop back up to our main method here, print menu. Change that to an int. Okay, so we run the program, and we're going to see, and you'll expect to see gyro, burger, and chicken print to the console, which is what we're seeing in the program here. All fine and dandy, the program works. However, this isn't remotely maintainable. For one thing, the big flaw in this program is that item in the print menu is of type int. And so what happens when I do print menu, I change the program later on, I'm going to add a pork sandwich now. And I call print menu pork sandwich. Okay. Run the program again. Now we got a problem. You'll see that pork sandwich did not print to the console. And we didn't get any compiler checks or anything that's going to help us out to debug this. So we would have to step into the debugger and find out the reason why pork sandwich didn't print out to the console. We can solve this problem by grouping our constants into an enumerated type. So in Kotlin, you declare it as enum class, and let's go food item. And here we're going to go gyro, burger, chicken, pork, sandwich. And let's spell sandwich right. And now let's refactor our code here. Let's change item from int to food item. And we're going to do a when. And one of the cool things, especially if you use a modern IDE such as IntelliJ, is the IDE will build out your case statements. Now notice how much more clear that code is and how much more readable it is as opposed to the old version of the code which used 1, 2, 3. We now have in plain text food item, gyro, food item, burger, chicken, pork sandwich. So immediately you can see that this code is ultimately way more clear than what it was before. So we're just going to go ahead and implement this now. So you can already see how nicely an enumerated type works with the Kotlin when function. And we also get some compiler checks here as well, because rather than passing a plain int, we now have to pass something that's of type food item. So we're going to do food item.gyro or gyro. And you can see how much clearer that made the code as well. And suppose later on I want to do something that's not proper. Let's say I write food item.bbq. I automatically get a compiler check where I didn't get that before when I was just using my constants. So those are the two main advantages of using enumerations in your code. Now, I want to talk about, since a food item actually is a class, it can have a constructor. And now you can add additional properties to it by simply calling the constructor when you declare the constant. And in here, I've added a string property called display name. So let me just build that out real quick. And pork sandwich, which I just cannot seem to spell right today. I'm sorry for that. And here, I can do this. And you see how it got a property. Run the program again, and it's going to do what you expect it to do. It's going to print all four. It's going to print the food type out to the console, just like that. You can also iterate through all your values in the food item. So we can do values dot for each. So we're free to do that. And I want to show you one final thing. Because it's a class, it can also implement interfaces, but it's kind of cool how Kotlin does this. So let's do interface displayable. And it's going to have one method, display. Okay. If you want your enumeration to implement an interface, you do it just like you would any other class. But of course, the compiler is now going to force you to implement the class. Kind of the cool thing in Kotlin is each value in the enumeration can have its own implementation of the interface. So it's very flexible like that. You don't get this in Java. So I thought that was a really cool feature of the language. So for example, I can do print line Greek night with a gyro. It has access to all of the properties of the class, so I can do this, enjoy, see that, display name. Yum, yum, BBQ pork. And of course, now we can loosely couple our class. So this function, display me, is going to take an item that's of type displayable. It's just going to call item.display. And if we change our for each statement now, we can pass each value in the enumeration to this display me function, which allows for loose coupling. So let's run the program, and you'll see that each value will call the appropriate implementation of display. So In other words, in summary, enumeration types are typically used to group constants together. They improve your code readability. They can be used as parameters and return values. And they can also have attributes, methods, and interfaces like other classes. My name is Patrick Luck with StoneSoupProgramming.com. I hope you enjoyed the video and hope to see you next time.